So I'm here at Hemlock Lake. I'm gonna hike the shoreline a little bit, and then we're gonna fly the drone. And this will be another of the Finger Lakes adventures. So just crossed over the road. And here's the lake, Hemlock Lake. Start off with just an incredible view. Just about all the way down the lake. And I'll meet you at the shoreline. Approaching the shoreline here. Taking a look and see what the water looks like. We'll get more details on the flight of the lake. But we're gonna head right up. I don't know how far down I'm gonna go, but it looks like you can go down quite a ways. Take a look at some of these boulders on the way. Some driftwood. Just a beautiful sky. Dropped my wife off with a U-Haul truck to pick up my son. He's coming home from college graduate. So I thought I'd do my own thing on the way back here. Try to get to some of these westernmost Finger Lakes. Take a look at what I'm walking on here. We'll get out here. Decent distance. I want to get a place where I can get some shade so I can see my screen as I'm flying the drone. So see you a bit further down here. Looks like a nice trail here. Don't have time to explore it, but turn you around. Somebody's got a nice fire pit here. Nice little shaded area. And back out to the lake. There was a trail you could hike on down to the lake, but then I saw this shoreline was open like this, which is pretty rare on a Finger Lake. No houses around. It's pretty awesome. I think this was the better option, even though it's really hot out. So right next to this little stream here, kind of shaded, I can see out over the lake. So I think I'm going to take off from here. So just getting ready to take off here from Hemlock Lake. So just taking off from Hemlock Lake here along this beautiful shoreline. Oh, there comes a bird. Gonna have to hold up here. And here comes another one. We gotta hold up here for a second. Those were huge birds. I don't know if it was a hawk or turkey vulture. They went by so fast, I wasn't quite sure. Beautiful big birds. Okay, it should be clear now. That ain't the first time that's happened. That's happened to me before when I take off with a drone. So I'm leery of that. Okay, getting some elevation now. And we'll head on down the shoreline. Now, Hemlock Lake is about 7 miles long, about half a mile wide at its widest point. The maximum depth of the lake is 91 feet. The average depth is about 45 feet. The lake is known for its landlocked salmon, as well as a wide variety of fish. Now, the lake has a very interesting history. The Seneca Indians used the lake until the late 1770s for hunting and fishing. And then the Sullivan expedition, led by General John Sullivan, took place, and his armies drove the Indians out. Over the course of years, the lake became populated. Over 100 houses and 5 hotels dot its shores. The Seth Green, a steamboat, was the first steamboat to sail its waters. An outbreak of contaminated water in the city of Rochester would change the history of the lake for good. In 1852, a pipeline was built to bring water into the city from Hemlock Lake as well as Candidice Lake. Eminent domain forced the homes and hotels to be torn down to keep the lake clean. In 2010, the New York Department of Environmental Conservation purchased the lake and vows to keep it forever wild. Boats are restricted to 17 feet and no more than 10 horsepower and outboard motors only. So some really interesting history on this lake. I think what we'll do now is we'll try to get in closer to the shore here, and we'll try out the zoom, which I love on this drone. We'll do a one-time zoom here, which is all you can do on the 4K. Get in a little bit closer and we'll zoom back out. Zooming back out. Now there is a smoother way to do the zoom. There's a little toggle zoom. I haven't learned how to use that yet, but I'm still learning with this new drone. We'll go a little bit further towards that little peninsula and then we'll turn around. As far as those birds go, that's like the second or third time that's happened to me when I took off with the drone. I don't know if it's the sound of the motors that draw them out, but obviously they were watching me. We'll yaw around here, take a look at the other shoreline. So that's why there's such a beautiful shoreline here. There's no houses. Building is very limited. Head back the other way. I'm up around, let's see, about 175 feet or so. I just love the reflection coming off the lake. Even though the sun's kind of gone behind the clouds, still got a little bit of reflection. So I do think I'll bring the kayaks to this lake at some point. Like I said earlier, restricted to 17 feet in length for boats. This as well as Candidice Lake, which will be my next lake I'll go to. Starting to get a little bit closer. I went out, roughly about a mile, a little over a mile. Not exactly sure where I am along the shoreline here. There is a hiking trail that you can hike, so you don't have to go walk along the shoreline if you don't want. But it looks like you can just about go around this whole lake just walking along the shoreline. Be a neat thing to try sometime. Be a long hike for sure. Maybe stop halfway and have like a campfire and something to eat or something. It'd be pretty cool. So I'm looking around. I think I'm going to hit return to home here because I'm not sure exactly where I am. I'll go a little bit further, see if I can find myself. Just a beautiful day today, getting up into the 80s. And then it's supposed to drop back down in temperature next week. Lowering the gimbal, see if I can figure out where I am. And I'm going to go ahead and put it in return to home now. You can see the dam off to the top left there. And we'll yaw around and get some good looks all the way down the lake here. I think once I get to shore, I'm gonna pop it into sports mode so you guys can see how fast the drone will go. We'll go right over the water, just off the top of the water. Seeing the drone now. Get right down here by the shore. And then pop it into sports mode and we'll take right on off here. About 10 feet or so off the water. Full throttle forward. Then we'll come on back here, full throttle. Okay, so I decided to do one last thing. I'm gonna go up. Got my maximum height set at about 300 feet. We'll go up to the top and then we'll come back down for one last look at the lake here. Just a beautiful lake. This is, I don't know if it's my favorite one, but it's definitely in the running. I gotcha, I'm just biased to the local lakes by my house. But this one's awesome. I like the fact that there's no housing around. So I hope you enjoyed the flight. So I'm back in the Jeep. I think it was a very good flight over Hemlock Lake. Just a beautiful lake. I like how there's no houses around. You can walk down that shoreline for miles. It's just wonderful, really. There's a trail that runs along, as I mentioned before, alongside the lake. You can take the trail or the shoreline, which is really nice. So thanks for coming along. I hope you enjoyed the flight, and I'm going to go ahead and fill in the map. So there's Hemlock Lake, and she's officially done. So we got 4 out of the 11. See you in the next one.